Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review of Failure Frame, episode 8. And I would say this show is so savage, you know. Our main guy, Toka, he is savage. He is not petty in the lightest. Slightest, not lightest. Slightest. No petty from him at all. Because, okay, first things first, I'm glad that, okay, since, the last episode, there was a 1 week break for that episode, for episode 7, right? And how they fixed the shoddy standing while talking 3D animation, right? Which is I give applause to, kudos, which they fixed, right? Here, I didn't hardly see any of that at all, which is good. So I guess, given the fact that they just had all it took was a 1 week break, and they fixed the problem, so I really saw none of that at all in this episode, which I'm glad they're keeping it up with it. Well, even though the shoddy 3D animation didn't bother me a lot though, but it is noticeable though. But I'm glad they fixed it though. So once again, good. They barely showed any of that. When it comes to action, of course, they're going to be 3D. Of course, you can't avoid that part though. But still. But good on that though. But the last episode, which we met with Lady Panther, Eve Speed, which we thought we were gonna get. We thought we were gonna get a tournament, right, fighting in the Coliseum. But actually, no, they didn't. It was like kind of like almost like a bait and switch in a way, right? Because our guy Toka tells Eve that that the Duke, who's headed this whole tournament, he lets whenever they get to the final, anyone who becomes a champion into the finals are at a disadvantage, right? They rig it so they can fail and die, right? And first, yes, Eve was being naive because I made this far, maybe he'll give more, because I'm the best one, maybe he'll give leniency though. But the guy Toga is telling him, even Sarah was telling her, he can't be trusted. He's a scumbag, But she wanted to do this so he could free Liz, which the dark elf child her name is Liz, so they can her be free, and so can her, right? So they can be free together. So if you choose to listen and come with us, we'll get her out of there. Just come meet me at this place, right? So it is, of course, when she's at her room, right? Of course, I guess it's a matter of it was such convenient timing when she happens to get up. Maybe she'll try to talk, right? Of course, it's a matter of it's convenient time where she happens to listen, where the guy talking to the Duke, right, is saying, hey, of course they say that she overhears that it's rigged. They're gonna kill her. Have this other new guy like wear her hide like a cloak or whatever. And when the dark elf child, well, I'll raise her until she becomes like a champion. If not, I will sell her to a whorehouse, basically. And so it turns out like she hears this, and the guy Toka was right. Well, she didn't know his real name until he tells her afterwards. But it turns out he was right. So she goes where they're at, and let's just go and get her. So no tournament, just let's just go out and get her out of there. It's like like with that guy who was head of those Dragon Knights, right? Hey, you get stronger, I'll come back later and we'll fight together. Nope. I'm gonna straight out kill you. That's that. So it's like this whole bait and switch thing. So you think there's gonna be a tournament? Maybe we'll help her, right? With this tournament, right? No, we're just gonna kill this fat bitch and get her out of there. And basically, that's what we see. This woman, this fat bitch, basically. Sorry, but I hated the moment we saw what she was doing, right? With this girl, this dark elf girl, Liz, right? Smacking her, abusing her. Even this one guy was sitting there watching. He's like, that's a little overdoing it, right? But the girl trying to be strong, trying not to cry. And then until when she comes in, when Eve comes in and say, hey, you're gonna kill you, right? And of course the woman, just being once, it's like with that with that evil goddess bitch, you know, say trying with those crocodile tears, right? She tries to do the same thing. Oh, please spare me. I was told to do this. Which, okay, that part can be understandable, like, you know, and it's thinking, yeah, okay, maybe you were forced to do this against your will because it may kill other family members, though, but it's not the case here, though, but she's making a phony story, right? And, okay, the girl, Eve is more lenient, takes Liz out of there until when Toka comes in with that mask he bought, the Lord of the Flies mask, and saying, hey, I'm not buying your bullshit for a second, you know, you're a liar, you basically get what you deserve. And basically he just goes straight out, paralyzes, dark, poison her. I'm like, yes, you know, I'm just sitting there watching like this in satisfaction, like, yes, see, this bitch gets what she deserves. I mean, our guy looks at Toka, he has no pity whatsoever, right? Like, before that, they come across those hoodie guys, right, that were taking credit for those dragon warriors that Toka killed, right? What they were taking credit for. Well, they see they're harassing this one girl, right? And you see that Toka, he uses a spell named called Berserk, makes them go crazy and turn on each other. Which that was cool as well, another cool one to see. Well, yeah, this with this fat bitch, you know, she gets what she deserves. She just paralyzes, dark, and poisons her. And he just, you know, well, of course, Toka, he doesn't doesn't laugh like a psycho though, but he just like casually is like kind of smirking, you know what, hey, you know. But of course, first of all, he recalls his situation when he was a kid, right? So that's totally relatable because he recalls back when he was a kid, he was crying because he was physically abused. So I don't blame him in that aspect because he sees this girl being abused and he was this girl being abused and she was crying too, right? So that's totally see where he's coming from because he was abused when he was a kid too. So he doesn't deserve anyone anyone beats another kid, right? And him doesn't deserve that deserves that punishment. So yeah, good. This woman gets what she deserves. Good. And I'm sitting there smiling like, yeah. I mean, this show is savage, you know. For an isekai, for our main character, he is savage. So they take her. She agrees to go along with them to take her. What Eve agreed to them. If he gets her out of there. Gets her out of there, and she'll take him to see this witch, which is actually a witch, is actually a dark elf as well. So, which also kind of plays to Toka's advantage because he was explaining to Sarah, hey, if we bring in this dark elf kid like we rescued, right? Maybe it'll give us, will be in the good grace hands of this witch who's a dark elf. So they'll kind of help maybe be on our good side as well, since we brought in this dark elf kid. So he's kind of like thinking ahead, you know. But they see in the distance where there's a bunch of torches and flames, because those red hoodie guys, there's the leader that's among them, right, learns that because Eve was passing by them before she went after when she heard that conversation about the Duke. She passed by this guy also in red hood who was the leader of this group. So she figured that figured he must be the one to know about how they escaped, you know, right? So she was gonna go with them. Well, she was gonna go take care of them themselves, but Toka's like, hey, wait, there may be a lot more of them, so it's better we strategize. Because for what I understand, there might be like 100 of those guys, so they're coming up with a plan of attack. So yeah, but overall, yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. Especially the best part was that scene that savage, that abusive fat bitch get what she deserves. Yeah, it was a very enjoyable episode. You know, very enjoyable episode, and I'm glad to continue with the improvements of the animation. Like I said, didn't see any of the shoddy 3D animations. I'm standing and talking. Didn't see none of that. That was really good. They're continuing with the production on that. So that was good to see, and hopefully they're still continuing with that. So, and we have Eve and Liz join the party to go on this trip to go see the witch, the dark elf witch. They find out. so that she can decipher the ancient words that he wants to read. But the best part was, it was satisfying seeing that fat bitch get what she deserved, you know. Like I said, Toki recalls in his situation back when he was a kid, he was crying abuse, right? So, no petting anyone, they get what he deserved, you know, they deserve that punishment, which I'm like, yes, she definitely got what she deserved. It was very satisfying to see, you know. But yeah. So that's episode 8 of Failure Frame. Really enjoy episode. I'm glad that the episodes continue to improve, for which I'm looking forward to seeing more. And seeing more improvements on the animation. No shoddy CG 3D, you know. And now the big problem that they face is that horde of those red hoodies, you know. So I think it's more of red hoodies because we saw them in a group, so. But they're gonna now strategize now and how they're gonna do this, how they're gonna fight them. But yeah, great episode once again, you know, and like I said, I'm glad the show is getting more improved now. Well, I'm not sure about how the fans react though, but to me, it's improving. But thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time. Later.